to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. For today's video, I am going to be introducing my project pan for 2025. It's a new year and it's time for a new project pan. I know my project pan for 2024 wasn't the most successful when it comes to updating you guys, but it was so successful when it comes to the actual usage of products because I was able to hit so many goals, finish so many products out, and that is what project pan is all about, right? And if you're wondering what is this girl talking about, what is project pan, then let me break it down for you. Project pan is a fun and challenging way of making sure that you end up using the products that you've bought with your own hard-earned money, so your money doesn't go to waste, your products don't go to waste. Because let's be real, we are in this vicious cycle where we have new launches coming up every single day, and then we want them and we forget about what we already have, and it just goes to waste because products get expired, you just get bored of them. So project pan comes into play of making you just find out things that you already have in your vanity, maybe fall in love with them all over again, or just finish them and move them out, so you're not crowding up your vanity space as well. Now you can have your own goals and your own ways of making use of these products. It's a very flexible project. You don't have to be very hard about it. You can have a usage goal, you want to maybe empty out something or maybe just hit pan on something. So it's totally dependent on you, and you can also choose the amount of products you want to work on. Personally, for me, I find the number 10 very, approachable. It's not too intimidating, or nor is it too easy where it's like, I'm just using this mini product, I'm going to finish off and call it a day. So I just like to use 10 products and actually work on them. And personally, for me, I'm going to be updating this project every 2 months. So if I don't show up in March with a project pan update, then you guys will have to hold me accountable and ask me, where the hell is your project pan update, girl? We need to know. And I will be refreshing all of the products in March. I'm not going to be using just these products. I'm not going to be doing a rolling project pan wherein if I've not hit a goal, I will be taking it over to the next batch. I will be refreshing them irrespective because I'm the kind of person who can really fixate on something and ignore everything else. And I do have a slightly larger makeup collection, so I need to rotate between all of the products to make sure nothing is ignored. So that's why I will be refreshing it. Plus, with weather changes and preference changes, I feel it's always a good idea to refresh your makeup basket out and use different set of products if you have like a larger makeup collection like I do. So yes, without any further ado, if you want to know what 10 products I will be working on for the next 2 months and my goals for them, then please keep on watching. The first product I'm going to work on is a primer that I bought eons ago. I'm talking about Etude House Glow On Oil Volume Base, and I bought this back in 2017 when I was in Korea. I'm really ashamed to admit this, but that is true. When I went to Korea in 2017, this was going really viral, and this was an oil-based primer with dewy beads inside. So I was like, this is right up my alley because I'm a dry skin girl, so this just made sense for me. And then when I came back to India, I was like, this is not really available here, so what's the point in even showing you guys? So I used it like maximum 2 or 3 times, and then I completely forgot about it. Even when Etude House launched in India, I didn't realize that I already have this and I can talk about it and use this now. So here we are. You can see from the usage, not a lot has been done here, and that is very, very sad because this is a beautiful product. And I know what you must be thinking, 2017, girl, that has to be expired and it needs to go. But trust me, it doesn't smell, it doesn't break me out, and if a product is working, I'm gonna work on it. A lot of times, shelf life and expiry dates that are given on product are FDA mandates, and the amount of preservatives that go in here, it is good for a longer amount of time than what is actually printed out. So if something's not smelling and something's not breaking you out, you can work on it. Don't be afraid to, get the most out of the money you spent on a product. So I have this one here, and my goal with this one is to completely finish it up. Actually, I really want to make the most of it, and it looks beautiful on the skin. This is a very lightweight oil-based primer. It's not a very oily primer. The glow beads in there don't really do a lot for you, but you end up having a really hydrated base that makes makeup going on top really, really easy. This is the 30 ml bottle, so that will take me a nice amount of time. But right now, when it's the dead of winters, I feel like this is going to be an amazing product for my skin type and make sure that my makeup does not look dry, flaky, or cakey on top of my skin. Moving on to product number 2, I have my NYX Bright Idea Illuminating Stick, and this was a range of stick products where you could get either a bronzer, blush, or a highlighter. And I clearly have a bronzer with me right here. This is in the shade Sandy Glow, and what a gorgeous shade it is. It's pretty neutral in its undertone, and there's a little bit of shimmer running through it. It's not glittery or chunky whatsoever. It's a very subtle shimmer that gives you this gorgeous sun-kissed glow that I live for. Now, back in the day, I could only use powder products and nothing else, but right now I'm in my cream era. I've been loving everything cream, and you would see in my selection what I mean about it. And because it's currently also winters, I feel like cream products really sit well on your skin. They don't melt as quickly and give you a very hydrated and moisturized glow, and this one just glides on your skin like butter and blends out like a dream as well. You don't have to work too hard with it, which is very, very important for me because the last thing I want is to keep on working on a product for like 25 odd minutes. And when I say 25, I think that is going to be my goal with this product as well. I just want to use this for 25 times and see where it takes me. So in 2 months, I want to use it for 25 times times, which I think is a very reachable goal. It's not too much, not too less, just the right amount of time. So I just want to use it for 25 times and see what I feel about it, if I still like it, if I still love it, because I haven't really used it that much. Like, I know a little bit about it, but not too much. So it will make me, appreciate it more and see what I want to do with it later on in this year. Next up, I'm going to work on my Simply Nam Cream Blush, and I have the shade Sister from Another Mister, which has been described as a salmon pink color, which has to be one of my favorite color category when it comes to blushes. I feel like it suits Indian skin tone so well, but I love this shade, and I also love the shade Partner in Crime. That's a beautiful pinky peach shade as well, but look at this gorgeous shade. Now, I have given this one a couple of uses because I really like this cream blush, but I want to use this a little bit more because I have been having this inkling that this is drying down a little bit, so I want to hit pan on this one. That's my goal with this. I want to hit pan, and I don't think that's going to be a big issue since there is a little bit of usage. I'm not going to just mush it up and call it a day because that's just cheating. I'm going to use it organically for the next 2 months and see where it takes me. This works beautifully on top of your foundation as well. Of course, it works gorgeously on bare skin, but even on top of your foundation, it blends in beautifully, doesn't move your foundation. So this is going to be very, very easy for me to use. I'm not going to put a usage goal on this one. If I hit pan within the next 10 uses, then that's perfect. If it takes me another 100 uses, which is not going to happen in 2 months for sure, but you know what I mean. I just want to hit pan on this one, and if that happens in 2 months, I'll be really happy. Continuing with my love for cream products, I have my Smashbox blendable lip and cheek color stick, and this is in the shade Hollywood and Highlight, and this is definitely not meant for the lips and only for the cheeks because look at that shade. It's a beautiful pearly glow from within kind of a color that gives you a gorgeous subtle highlight, and right now I am in my subtle highlighter era. I don't want my highlight to be visible from outer space, something I thought I would never say 5 years ago, but right now I just want a very subtle glowing from within sort of a look, and this is the perfect companion for that. It's a beautiful color. I haven't really used it much, and that's why I want to put a usage goal on this one, and I want to use this one again for 25 times. I think that's a very reachable goal, attainable goal, workable goal, and I don't want to have like crazy goals for me. I just want to do as much as I can do. Now this also has a sponge there, but I don't really use it. It blends beautifully with fingers. It works great on bare skin, works great on top of foundation as well. So I don't think using it 25 times is going to be such a huge task because I can wear it on like no makeup days as well, where I just want a little bit of glow to make it look like I've been drinking water, having my wedgies and all of that good stuff. But this is such a beautiful color. I don't know why I never used it. I think because when it launched, I was still in my crazy visible, I want my highlighter to be seen from Mars. My aliens should come to me after seeing my highlight kind of a highlighter. And this one is much more subtle. So I think wrong timing for Smashbox. And that's why Smashbox, I think, isn't doing that well as well. Like, it breaks my heart in saying that. And I know right now we're talking about Project Pan, but what's up with Smashbox? They've discontinued their primer water, which I think was one of their most selling products as well, and they're just nowhere to be seen as well, which is honestly very sad. And finally, moving on to a powder product, I'm going to be working on my One Size Turn Up the Base foundation powder in the shade Medium 1N, and look at that gorgeous packaging. Now I bought this about 2.5 years ago along with some other base products from One Size that I absolutely ended up falling in love with and have finished some of them up as well, and sadly this one didn't get as much love from me, and that's all because of me. I'm the problem, it's me. In my brain, I'm a dry skin girl, so something like this would end up making me look more dry and cakey, and that's not the case with this powder foundation. This gives you a very hydrated finish, and because it has a nice amount of coverage in there, you can wear it without a concealer or a foundation as well. Now I know there's not a lot of usage in here, but my goal with this one is going to be hitting pan, and I know what you must be thinking, that's crazy, but I'm trying to set myself up for success. I'm aiming for the stars, so I might land on the moon, and I know what you must be thinking, that's the wrong thing. But technically speaking, the stars are much farther away from us than the moon is, so I'm trying to correct this saying right here. I'm aiming from the stars, and I just may land on the moon. And again, as I said, it's a crazy goal, but because I can wear it on my no makeup days when I'm stepping out for errands or maybe going out with family and friends, I think 2 months is a nice amount of time for hitting pan, and if I'm able to pull that off, I'm going to be very proud of myself. Now, as always, I'm definitely going to be including a setting spray in my project pan since they are the easiest for me to work on, as I take a quick little shower in them every single time I do my makeup. And today I have the Ofra makeup fixer. Now sadly, Ofra has gone out of business, but I've had this makeup fixer sitting in my vanity for I don't even know how long. I literally just unpackaged it today to check if it's not smelling bad and still working, and thankfully it's doing both of those things. It gives you a beautiful glowy finish that is perfect for this time of the year as your makeup looks very hydrated. However, I do have to say the spray on this one isn't the best since it's spits out a lot of product in a very blotchy way. So you do have to work around it a little bit to make sure it works for you. The only goal that's going to be justifiable here is emptying this one out completely, since this isn't a huge packaging. This is just 54 ml. So I don't think that's going to be a task. I don't want to sound overconfident, because generally when I sound overconfident, it ends up biting me in the back and how. But I feel like at the end of this cycle, the 2-month cycle that we have going on, we probably will be having at least one goal completely met. Those were all of the base products I'm going to be working on, and now let's move on to the eyes. The first product I'm going to be working on is the Root Cosmetics Teeny Weeny Micro Brow Pencil, and the name totally justifies it. Like, look at that pencil and how micro it is. It is literally so tiny, and it's a really nice affordable brow pencil. It works really nicely, and that's why I want to work on it, since I feel like it is drying out a little bit. So I want to finish it off, and that is going to be my goal. I know sometimes with eyebrow pencils, they do tend to last a lot longer than what you expect them to do, especially with such tiny products if they're really packed with pigment. So I'm hoping it's not as packed, but still packed. I want it to be something that I can recommend to you guys over and over again, but I also want to finish it off quickly. It is always going to be a dilemma in my brain, but this is a really nice brow pencil. It does not cling on to your brows, but also adds a nice amount of color in there. Plus it does come with its own spoolie, which is always going to be a yay for me. And if you just want to get a refresher on my goal, I want to finish it off. The second eye product I'm going to be working on comes from K Beauty. It is their eyeshadow stick, and I have the shade Bare Metal, and I love their eyeshadow sticks. They have a matte and a metallic formula, and I have a metallic shade with me right here, but I feel these are a little neglected in my collection, since I always have new and upcoming eyeshadows, and I love eye makeup so much, and I feel like these have started to dry out a little bit, and that's why I'm going to rotate through them while I can. So that's why I'm starting with Bare Metal, which is a beautiful bronzy color that looks gorgeous on the eyes, and it has a little bit of shimmer running through it, not too much, not too less. It's going to be the perfect everyday eyeshadow, and I don't want to empty it out, because that's going to be a task. You don't really end up emptying out eyeshadows and eyeshadow sticks like these very quickly. So I want to put a usage goal on this one, and I want to use it 15 times. That is it. I want to be very realistic with it, because honestly I do like to do eye makeup, and I want to switch it up constantly. So I don't want to be stuck with a color that's very neutral and boring. It's not boring, but very neutral. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. So this is for like more when I'm stepping out with family and friends kind of a situation, and not particularly when I'm getting ready for the camera. And I generally get ready more for the camera than for actually going out. So 15 uses, I think, is a very realistic and achievable goal for me. And once I'm done with those 15 uses, I might just rotate through more shades from this range, because I again want to make the most of it while they're still not completely dried out. And finally, for my last two products, I'm going to be working on lip products, and this is the biggest task for me. Now, I love to switch up my lipsticks very frequently, and that ends up in me not using anything up properly. I've actually just finished 2 or 3 lipsticks in my lifetime, and that is not a statistic that I am proud of. Now, I'm not particularly looking at emptying out lip products in this project pan, but at least giving them a respectable amount of usage before saying bye-bye to them. So the first product I'm going to work on is the Huda Beauty Lip Contour, and I have the shade Trendsetter with me right here, and this shade was all the rage back in the day, and this is still a pretty beautiful shade. It has a little bit of peach, orange, and a brick undertone to it that looks so gorgeous on my skin tone with or without makeup, and that's why I've chosen this, because previously I've gone for lip liners that look good on me only with makeup, and that sort of set me up for failure, because I wear a lot of lipstick without makeup on the days that I'm just stepping out like that. So I wanted to go for a shade that I can wear even when I'm not wearing any makeup, and that's why the usage goal for this one is going to be 30 uses. I'm not looking at finishing it up. If it gets finished up in 30 uses, because there obviously is going to be like touching up of this and everything, then amazing. But if that doesn't happen after 30 uses, I am going to be throwing it out of my collection, because this has started to dry out a little bit, so I have to tug my lips slightly with it. And now for my final product, I'm going to be working on a lip gloss, which is a slightly easier product when it comes to the lip category. It's still not the easiest in the overall scheme of things, but when it comes to lip products particularly, lip glosses are the easiest to work on. So today I have the PIXI by Petra lip gloss in the shade Sheer Rose. It's a beautiful color that pairs up really well with my lip liner, and that was my thought process going into the product selection for this project pan. I wanted a lip combo that I can wear without any base makeup and still feel very nice and confident about myself, and this lip combo just killed it for me. Plus, because this is a beautiful plush feeling lip gloss, it's very easy to wear by itself as well. It does have a little bit of tingling sensation in there, so I feel like this is supposed to give you a slightly plumper lip look. I don't really see it, but you do have a minty tingling sensation in there. It's a very comfortable lip gloss, but you do have to retouch it up after like 3 or 4 hours. So I feel like that's really going to only help me in achieving my goal, which is going to be emptying this out. I know it's a hefty goal, it's a big lip gloss tube, but hopefully I can empty this out in 2 months time. You never know, miracles happen, and I'm praying for one. But yes, with that I finish my project pan introduction, and I really hope hope you enjoyed this video, and I really hope you are excited for the updates to follow. Let me know if you are going to be following Project Pan this year. If not, then why not? We are in the times when we really need to focus on what we are consuming, how much we are consuming. Overconsumption is so last season, and I don't think you should be doing that, and neither should you be doing underconsumption. If you feel something expired, just throw it away, but make sure you make the most of what you already have. And that is going to be it for this video. I will see you guys next time. Till then, take care. I love you all so much. Mwah. Bye.